What up? What up? Last time we were here, we went down this here tunnel, and our buddy got stuck. Right now, we're taking a rest and taking a watch, and I'm gonna go ahead and unmute everybody. But welcome. Thanks for hanging out. My mustache is kind of weird today. That's all right. Welcome, welcome. This is the Dungeon Oasis, and this is the Palace of 1001 Rooms.
Plus that supplies for that would be pretty difficult to come by.
And
I
it'd be
mean, you
smoky
have a
and
little bit,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think we
Think-
even have the. I don't think anybody's carrying bundles of wood
Stuff
around.
that they actually want to burn, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think so. So there will technically you I think you do still have some torches and you could probably like light something up to see something, but for you right now you hear some sounds. Doesn't sound big. Sounds rather smallish, especially for you.
I think just because of my frightened state, even though I'm on second watch, and I hope
Mhm.
this doesn't screw us too much, but whatever. I think Solomon would have had like a candle lit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like because he wants to be able to see what's going on, and I think he
Yeah.
would have kind of squinted his eyes in the direction as he like hears something kind of like ticking around, and then closest person to him just kind of like nudge him with a boot or a big old knuckle. I think
Mhm.
the closest might be Esther, considering like he was trying to like comfort me with his
Yeah.
pet
Yeah,
companion.
that's
Mhm.
reasonable. I'd say it was probably
Yeah.
like Esther and then with Squigs like right next to you while you're on watch.
Yeah. And
So
then
I think he's gonna
Soren
nudge
and
you.
Cringy somewhere in between there, and then probably Sherwin.
Cringy's sleeping on the ceiling. It's like-
Yeah.
Till
Yeah.
till Sherwin was on watch because he doesn't trust the others as much. as
He doesn't trust them at all. You do like it. You do hear it too, but a little bit later. Like you first kind of notice Solomon being pretty, like actually lighting a candle and being a little bit nervous. And
kinda
then
saying
you
a
also
prayer.
hear some sound, and that's about the same time as you would try to wake up Esther.
Yeah, I'll kind of
Is
poke him.
is Sherwin on a
Sure.
watch?
Sherwin would.
Squigs was awake with Sherwin. He has a passive at 12 also, and he has
Oh,
dark
nice.
vision up to 60 feet.
Yeah. So yeah, it would like the Squigs kind of is not that much further in front, so it doesn't see much further than what this dark vision would give him from Solomon's standpoint, but he does see a creature. And how well do you communicate with him? Like, can he tell you exactly? Like, do you? I don't think
Oh.
it's.
Who can he talk to me? Yeah.
Yeah, like he can tell you, right?
Yeah, he
But
can
not exactly
he can
the
speak in
others.
Draconic. So
Yeah,
anybody that can understand Draconic could understand him,
So,
but he speaks in
at the
Draconic.
very least, it's gonna be you, yeah. So what he can tell you is there's a little four-legged creature. Doesn't seem dangerous to him. Like he pretty much says it's a little bit taller than me, but I don't know. We can definitely take it, and it looks pretty benign. Maybe a little bit confused right now. It's just looking at us. Like
Alright.
he tells you it went up to you and then stopped for a little bit and was a little bit confused.
He said it came up to me.
It came up to the party, so I guess the closest might be Sherwin, because he probably took one of the was further in front with his light as you were traveling.
Yeah,
Like when you went
probably.
in, he was
Also,
in
he's got
front.
a big show.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
might be with
So-
Cringy
Jump in
too.
front.
Yeah. I mean, Cringy does definitely. Cringy is also the one that's most mobile right now, because he can actually go pretty much anywhere and also pass Solomon.
And
The others,
woke up, right?
Yeah, he kind of, as soon as things started to, people woke up each other. So yeah,
And
you all.
Cringy will dash off ahead in stealth.
Okay, yeah, roll you'll roll stealth.
Okay.
Let's see how that.
Ooh,
Yeah, let's
not bad.
it's not too good for stealthy Cringy, but still. Let me see if that gets them.
Yeah, I would have like started to wake people up and have Squigs also wake people up and like kind of have my bow out and cautiously walk forward.
Yeah. So this creature doesn't seem to notice Cringy, but
Okay.
it looks kind of in Sherwin's direction, and you're small enough and don't seem to, but it's really not much taller than you. Like it doesn't really have much on you. It's maybe a little bit, it's a four-legged creature.
Yeah, I
It
was hoping
reminds
to use
me.
that little candlelight as a distraction. That
Yeah,
helped.
it's absolutely looking in that direction
Mhm.
and
What is it?
looks, slightly confused. It looks pretty much like a goat. It's a very, very pale, kind of a little bit grayish goat, like a very pale gray.
Does it have flaming eyes?
No, this looks it's got it's got dark vision. It's got goat eyes, which do look a little bit strange, but just in the way that goat eyes look a little bit strange.
Is it a male or a female?
I guess you could probably sneak up close enough
I'll
to
even make a
see that.
perception check.
You could, yeah, you can try to, see what you
Squint.
do actually see. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, this one looks like it's a female. Like it's there you do see an udder.
All right, capture it. Grapple.
Okay.
Sneak
Okay,
attack
yeah.
grapple.
Okay. Make that check as well. The others are kind of, waking up at this moment, and you're just taking full initiative on this one, sneaking
Alright.
ahead and just taking it.
Does this like
Hit
fully
one.
sound like a cat fight to us? Like I can't see what's going on. I just hear like.
At first, you don't really hear much. It now depends very much on the strengths of these things. Which, let me see.
For
I'll
Cringy's
actually put this.
grapple attack. I don't know.
Yeah.
Should I get advantage because I had stealth? Because
I was, yeah, I think you would have advantage on this one because you definitely weren't seen, so you can roll another time. Yeah, that's definitely better. And because it's surprised, I guess this goat is, going to try to get an athletics check, try to get out of your grip. See how that goes. 17.
Oh.
It kind of just goes back and just gets out of your grasp.
I scream, goat's milk,
seems a
goat's
bit
milk, come
strong.
get it.
Okay, you all hear Cringy shouting, goat, goat, goat. And yeah, for anybody who does see in the dark, you also do see a little bit in his direction that there's a little bit of a scuffle. Those that don't have dark vision don't actually see anything, but you
Is
hear
he
this.
saying go stealth?
What?
Is he say go stealth?
I don't know. I think Squigs
something
is trying to
about
tell me
goats.
someone's stuck in a hole.
That's
Uh-huh,
that's not what he's saying, Sherwin. He's saying he saw a goat.
Oh, well, I was close.
Yeah, you were almost there.
I'm holding up the candle, but I can't see shit. I mean, everybody's gonna
it's
move
got
forward,
like
right?
5 feet, and then the best. It's gonna be a little bit too. I mean, candle is just not a big light.
No, I know.
I know
I'm
it's
just
5
saying. I'm
feet,
in.
and
I'm in the back
You're
moving
also in the back.
forward, and I'm
Yes,
assuming
it's
everybody else
5'10",
is
yeah.
moving forward. We're definitely gonna go to him regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
started
But
to
you're
go
in the
towards
back, and you will not really be able to, overtake anybody in this tunnel. Not as tight as it is right now.
My-
You can leave
And-
your shield where it is, and that will make things a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'll do that
I'd
because
like
I'm gonna
to-
go stealth and blow up my candle. Go stealth.
Okay.
I'd like to
Nice.
activate feline agility and try and catch up to the goat.
Okay. Yeah,
If I
it's
do, I
it's not
guess I'll
that
roll
far.
a strength check to try and subdue the goat.
Yes, you also do a strength check, and the goat will have another athletics to get out of it.
Very nice. It's a whole 4.
I wish you the best of luck.
I think, unless it's a
Oh,
12.
no.
This is a very elusive goat. Like, you do definitely see it's a goat. It's quite, it's like a cave dwelling kind of goat, maybe, but it's pretty sturdy. Looks healthy
Goats are
and it's
strong.
strong.
Goats are strong.
I
Yeah.
want to imagine that it's like actually dragging Cringy. His heels are dragging.
If you're still
with
trying to hold on, yeah.
head
yeah,
locked
if you
around this
haven't,
goat.
yes. If you haven't, like, if you
Yes.
still grab some kind of part of its fur or something, it'll drag you along.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goat milk.
So you're just
Like holding on
just
to
gets
either an
drug along.
udder or a horn. One or the other.
Yes. I'm holding onto the udders and it's dragging me under its hooves.
Oh, nice.
That looks really
Well,
painful
if you
there.
decide, if you do that, actually make a dex check, just to see if how dexterous you are. And
Soren's just watching. Like this is
yeah, okay, you're
what-
Oh
fine.
my god. Yes.
Can I cast light on the goat?
Oh, if you wanna, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about like it's from you. It would be about 20-25 feet away, so it's not that far.
Yeah, I
You
want to
can
see
all
this.
get there with no problems, apart from maybe Solomon. You have really startled this goat, but it's like some goats do. They don't actually back away if there's something weird, but they instead just start to lower their heads a little bit and
Well,
get in this kind of, goat defense stance where you don't know if you're actually gonna get headbutted by a goat anytime soon.
Soren and Solomon, this is obviously not one of those, you scare it and it falls over kind of goats. Do you think we should go help?
I mean,
I could try scaring it. But,
who knows how long this march is going to be? Do we really need to be wasting energy on a goat?
Well, you're probably right. What should I do?
I'm gonna
Well, I think
try.
As you try to
Probably.
decide that, we have Cringy hanging on to the goat. We have we had an attempt to catch it by Esther, so Esther would be now kind of in front of it, right?
Yeah, I kind of cut
And
that
after
off
that,
and
we would
kept on
have
going down.
Sherwin and Soren and Solomon.
I'm gonna try to shoot
So
with a firebolt.
okay,
Oh shit.
pretty
Don't
much
do it.
by the time you decide to do that, it's a goat. So what it will try after being or some people trying to grapple it, it'll first try to ram you out of the way, Esther. Like you've tried to grapple it and are now in front of it, and it wants to pass by you seemingly, and it tries to ram you. But we'll see if that hits. It's a 20.
Oh,
Oh
yeah. That's probably gonna hit.
TPK
Yeah, I
right
think
here.
so. Nah, you take 3 bludgeoning damage from the sides of its horns and its head.
This goat is terrifying.
It tries to get by you. It just tried to get by you. Somebody wanted to fry the goat, I heard. So if you want, that would be the time to make an attack roll.
Oh, absolutely. As As Esther, as Sherwin seems kind of like exasperated, like I don't even know what to do with this goat situation. I'm gonna just try to handle it as quickly as
Okay,
possible.
sure. Sounds about right.
18.
18.
Is
Yes,
18
that
enough
does
to hit a
hit.
goat?
Yes, it is.
Oh shit.
With one.
Oh, a full
hit.
damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna live
You
another round.
you singe the goat, and it bleeds protestingly at the whole group.
If the goat gets within 5 feet of me, I'm casting Word of Radiance at it.
Oh, for 10
Okay.
points sake.
It's it's about 10-ish feet from you, but it's kind of like it's not a full 10 feet. It's more like this 7-ish. So it's getting a little. It got a little bit closer with this headbutt that it just did. But it first looks around and tries to see where it can pass, and it still has Cringy hanging off of it.
Yep.
Um,
Let me know when I
does-
can make another roll to try to subdue
Yeah,
it.
I think we're about to get to you again. Is there anything else that? Well, only Solomon pretty much hasn't really done anything. Do you want to do anything in particular?
I just want to make sure I understand. This goat has light cast on it, so it's a glowing goat.
It is a
correct?
very, very bright goat right now. Yeah.
Yep. And there's a goblin hanging from its udders, dragging it around.
Yes.
It
yes.
just rammed towards me, and
It's rammed Esther.
and I
but
saw a
kind of,
firebolt
yeah.
fly out. I mean, I'm just waiting for direction from the group. I mean, that's what Solomon
Okay.
does. He's a big dumb
Yeah.
robot.
Stay behind me, buddy. I'll take care of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a very shiny goat. Oh my goodness.
It is a
Do the
very shiny
ghost.
goat right now.
Do the goat what
Beautiful.
you did to the ghost. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I don't say that out loud.
Don't
Okay,
hurt it.
but we would
I
be
worship.
back to
Don't
cringy at this point.
hurt it. I worship Bahamut.
Aw.
There we go. Take that, goat.
You try to grapple it again. You kind of. How do you want to like?
Paladin,
Do you?
so this
Do
was
you?
my
Are you
turn?
trying to actually grapple it by the backside?
Trying to bring it
Titty
down
twister.
by the neck.
You're trying to actually bring it down. Okay, it'll try to resist. We're gonna see. How about a 19? This goat is not gonna succumb to you.
Oh my god.
I'm getting slung around
PBK.
like a ragdoll.
This goat's gonna mutate
Yeah,
and we're all gonna die.
You know, it's a really, really strong goat in its ability to actually, you know, not be put down by a goblin. So it tries its best and it succeeds to not be knocked prone or anything like that, and doesn't have any doesn't look like it's gonna just give in like that.
I ain't afraid of no goat.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
So, I want to
Yeah, you
be
can
like,
do that.
okay, Squigs, let's do this. And then I have
Mhm.
Squigs jump on the right shoulder of the goat, and then I jump at the left shoulder of the goat, and I try and push him towards Squigs to give Squigs
Mhm.
advantage on a strength check to see if he can take him down by the neck.
Okay, so you do the paired move here, then have him roll advantage for the strength. We'll see what the goat does. That's pretty good. Yeah, you got it. The two of you actually managed to, pretty much just push it over by the shoulder. You probably just managed to get into this moment where it was still kind of almost concentrating on Cringy more, who this goat just fought off, and then you just come in and topple it right over. It's now kind of pinned to the ground underneath Twigs.
All right, I want to use my
Bleeding, just-
action to tie a rope around its neck.
Okay, sure.
and then I'm gonna wait. Actually, I'm gonna use my action to speak with animals and try and calm it down.
Okay. Yeah.
No, rope first, stupid.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and chill it out. Like, hey, relax, go, homie.
Okay. For right now, what you will hear, because it's not its turn in that way, you just hear it like saying something similar to what's going on. What is this? That's all you like. It's a confused goat.
Look, we're just here for the milk, man. You just hang out with us. It's all gonna be okay. Also,
And
where have
she
you been
looks
getting
at you
food?
wide-eyed.
Like, where you been
Oh,
getting
no.
food at? Like, these are some questions that just need some answers to.
Okay. Makes sense, yeah. Um, does anybody else want to do anything while he starts actually talking to the goat?
Continue to try to hold it down.
You try to hold it down.
Yeah. Get
It'll,
rope down.
it has been kind of pinned, so you will have at least advantage on this, so you can roll again.
I mean, I have my holy
That's a little
symbol
bit
out,
better.
and
Yeah.
if it's close to me, I'm gonna tell it to go right back where it came from.
Well, and
As
now I'm
in
in the
turning
back.
undead or any
No, word of radiance.
Just
If it's within
word of
5 feet,
radiance, just
I'm
that. Okay, yeah.
speaking it
You can
back
get into 5 feet. Yeah.
to where it came from.
Okay.
Got
Yeah.
I'm
weird
in the
eyes.
back, and I don't want to be rude. I don't want to push anybody out of the way. I guess I'll just kind of wait and watch what's happening. I'm holding up my candle.
I
Gonna watch the
appreciate that,
show.
Nice.
Solomon. I
Yeah, I don't
appreciate.
want to be
Nice.
I
pushed.
can't see very far. I can see the goat very well now.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you see nothing but goat pretty much.
I
with
guess
the
my
light
candle
coming
was
off
out
of it.
because I tried to go stealth, but I'm in the back. I don't want to push because I feel like it's pretty narrow. So I'm waiting to
Yeah.
be told what to do, but I'm in the back.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard for you to get in front because you would need to kind of step over everybody else. So yeah. So the goat just looks at this person that just talked in goat to it in a way. Like it suddenly understood you and it's even more confused by that. And then Sherwin says something about going back where it came from, which it doesn't understand because it's still, a goat that doesn't actually speak common.
I mean, it would definitely need to make a con
But
save,
it would
though.
still do the con save, which it's going to do. I'm just gonna do that right now because this will be very interesting. it's a flat 10. So it does take the damage, which is now a very, very lit up goat taking damage from Word of Radiance. Nice.
It's lit.
Yeah. It does not like you. It's kind of, trying to scramble away, but for right now, there's 2 people holding it. Well, kind of 3 if we count Esther and Squeaks and Cringy.
I'm pretty
if
sure the
that's the
goat is
case-
pure evil, guys. Pure
it's-
evil. I'm sure of it.
If it's secured by the other two,
Yeah.
I don't have rope. I can't believe I don't have rope. I just need
No.
somebody else's rope. Give me rope.
I have rope. Yeah, I already have rope in my hand, but I was talking to him first.
He was talking. Okay, so while you are talking to the goat now, and you kind of hear how it reacts to all of this, you can give the rope to Cringy, who then can use it to,
Yes.
I guess,
the
tie it
Yeah.
around the neck or something.
If
Yeah.
it's still
Perfect.
alive, tie it up.
Yeah, it is still alive. I mean, it now looks very unhappy. And it
Well, it depends on how much damage that Word of Radiance was.
was
5.
5 points of damage.
Ah, okay. I couldn't see.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
switched it.
Yeah, get a rope
Yeah.
around its neck.
Okay. That's very easy to do. You don't even need a check for that because if you would fail, you could just try it again. It's kind of given into its fate at this point, and it's being very, very, very confused by all of this. And so it's just we only have one person that understands any of what the goat might be saying,
Who's
right?
talking to it?
Mhm.
Sherwin or Esther?
Think isn't it Esther?
Yeah, Sherwin
Yeah.
only
Talking
talks
to
to
it.
fish.
Because Sherwin is exactly. So Esther just hears like Sherwin told her to go back where it came from and stuff, and that still did damage because he was saying something in an angry way. The goat didn't understand that. but it just says things like, "Never in my life, never ever. What is this? Why is there? What is this? What
You're
are
just a
these
regular
things?"
ass goat.
You
It's
can talk to it.
Yeah, I could talk to goats for at least another 9 minutes.
Well, tell it we're not gonna hurt it, but we're gonna drink its milk.
I mentioned that earlier. She didn't seem too pleased.
Oh,
it seemed very confused by the whole thing, and it was extremely confused by you like talking to the goat. It kind of looks at you, and it's kind of the reason why it doesn't try to get up anymore right now. It's in a way a little bit mesmerized by it, but also just utterly confused. Pun not intended, but sure, there you go.
Oh,
It's
you
utterly
nailed it. No,
confused.
you got
Yeah,
it.
you nailed it.
back to
But, all right.
solid.
Well, again, how do you eat? What do you eat down here? And yeah, you can stand up. Don't try and run away. Then I don't know what's gonna happen.
It
So
just kind
just
of, yeah,
remain
it kind
calm.
of lifts its head a little bit and looks a little bit over its shoulder. Oh, there's grass and there's water.
Oh yeah, I guess that's really all you need. So how long you been down here, and how far does it go? You're gonna be
All my
our
life.
guide goat. You've been
All
down
my life.
here your whole life. You never been to the
This
other
is
end of this tunnel?
this is there's other? Tell me about that.
Wait, so you've been
It's interested in you talking about there's what do you mean somewhere else?
us? You mean that you've only lived inside of this tunnel for your entire life?
But if is this a tunnel? Yes, I live here. I my my I move forward every day. I eat, I sleep, and I move forward to the big end of it all. I don't know. I move forward. My destiny is to move forward.
Can I insight check this goat?
Sure.
Sherwin's very suspect right now.
You can the only like you have to watch the goat and then have Esther kind of translate what it's saying. But
Oh,
sure, you
I'm
can
not
do
worried
that.
about what it's saying at all.
Yeah, I was
cool,
going to say.
Sherwin.
I also would like
Sure.
to insight check this goat.
Sure,
Sherwin,
anybody who
doesn't
wants
trust
to.
the goat. You don't trust the goat, but you trust the ghosts. I'm just like, what?
Solomon
That is
100%
so
has
Sherwin.
no freaking idea what's going
Well,
on. He's like, "What's everybody
No.
doing?"
you know,
Yeah.
the ghosts like to party.
Goats might party.
Goat house.
Esther is definitely the one with the best idea, the best feeling about this, and this seems to be a goat that's never seen anything but the tunnel, and that actually means what it says, that it's moving forward towards some kind of great end of it all that it doesn't seem to know anything about. Really, it really does mean what it said. Sherwin is pretty sure about it, but you might have your doubts with your role. Like, still not 100% certain that this is what
I
it's
think
So
he's hiding
about
something.
how old is this goat?
by judging. It's youngish, but it's a little bit difficult to judge unless you've been a goat herd all your life. But it might be close to a year old or something. I mean, it's
I am a ranger.
not a kid anymore. It's grown up, which tells you it'll be at least a few months old.
Okay.
But you're not like it's. If you really want to try to pin it down, you'll have to. Yeah, I mean, we can call it a survival check, which should be pretty good for you, I guess.
Huh. Not that kind of ranger. 7.
Yeah, probably like it's it's not it's old enough to actually produce milk, is what you would guess from its udder, like the size of the goat is also pretty grown up.
Yeah,
It's
so
hard to judge, but it's
near
not
like
close
a
to
year
death or
old.
anything.
It's
Yeah.
like a year old or more. Okay. And so we know it came from in front of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like look around and be like, well, there's probably some bad news. This
The
goat
goat's evil.
from that direction. Where are your parents, goat?
Well,
Oh.
he was the spawn of Satan himself. I'm sure.
I just was one day and I knew I had to move this way. I never looked back.
Can one of you magic people figure out if this goat's magical or not?
I mean, anybody who wants to try to make any checks for that, you can always do
He
an
says
Arcana
he
check or
just
something.
was one day.
It's
I mean, I've
this
just been watching you bleed at this goat, and now
yeah. It's
all the
seems
chat.
to be a normal goat for most, like anything you can tell from it right now. Its story is a little bit odd.
I'll ritual cast detect magic on it. I don't know
Okay.
if it's gonna get anything. Everything's been magical so far.
Excuse me.
It'll take a little bit of time, but when it comes when you end this ritual, it's a really like you didn't cast detect magic that much in the palace, and this tunnel still has some kind of a little bit of a glow to it itself, but this goat really doesn't. This goat is an actual goat. Even if it was
Regular goat.
spawned by some magic way, this goat itself is not magical.
I think we should name it Tom Brady.
It's a good name.
Aw.
It's a good name for the goat, I
Oh
think.
shit, it's a girl? Well, Serena Williams?
Well, that's a good name, too.
All right, I accept.
Oh, nice.
Great name.
The top of me hat.
All right, well, what do you guys think? If this thing is this old and it has been wandering its entire life with no memory of its past, we are not sure whether or not its whole life has been 10 minutes. Well, it's been longer than 10 minutes, but
You can,
know.
yeah, what you can tell from what it says is that technically you really don't know. It seems to have been living down here for some time, but you can't really tell if it just doesn't have any memory of its earlier life or if it actually just, came into being one day as a little
It's
tiny
never seen the
goat kid.
sun. It doesn't know what
Yeah,
is a day to
you
a
know,
goat.
it probably just goes by I'm hungry, I'm sleepy. As far as you know.
Hey,
As you would.
me too.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot in common.
Except for I'm good and he's the devil.
Yeah, it just keeps looking at you. If you like, you keep it a little bit from like it can move forward, so it does get a little bit not exactly angry, but a little bit impatient, and just keeps saying, "Well, but I need to move forward. I need to move forward. I'm supposed to go forward. Why are you keeping me? I need to go that way."
I think that's where all the mother goats came from.
And then they got turned around.
Which way
So
were we
it's
going
pointing
again?
back up the tunnel, right? Like where we came from.
It wants to go the way you came from. It wants to go towards the palace, if you wanted to
Where the other
like
goats
call
are.
it that.
It's
Where the
true.
other goats are and where some sheep are. And also some there's some fowl as well, but it's mainly goats and sheep.
Well, it wants to go to where all the rest of them goats are. I figure by now my Speak with Animals is probably going away. It only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's just about the last, like the thing you know can understand.
I
Is
got
pretty
your
much
back,
I
Esther.
need to go that way.
You lead it where it needs to go, and I'll watch your back.
Cringy thinks we got goat's milk to supplement our rations until we run out of rations, and then we'll eat a goat. And that means we
Sherwin,
can
would
get
you eat?
further down the tunnel.
Sherwin, do you believe that you could eat Satan's goat milk?
Well, I do have purified food and drink as a spell.
So that's all right with you? All right, we'll keep it with us.
Okay, again, whatever you think's appropriate. I like I said, I got your back.
Okay.
Seems like a pretty trustworthy goat.
Well, it just headbutted you once, and then you heard it a few times, and it seems
was
to have understood that it does not get by you without you putting up a fight at least, but it's still.
Just a quick question here. Are you suggesting that we fucking go back after all this? We're going
No,
back?
I figured we'd keep going down. I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
It actually sounds worse now that you said it out loud to me.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
keep
Solomon is torn between like all these two opportunities, pretty much.
I just need the smart people to make the right decision, and I will go.
Oh, also,
Well-
Solomon, you have to roll a d6
I don't know
because
about
you kind of long rested.
the
Which
smart
this
decision.
does, like you didn't actually take the long rest, but you did go to sleep.
Oh, did I
Yeah, you
though?
take a point
Did I
of
though?
damage.
Oh, just
You
one?
just
Oh, so
take
that
a
was good. Okay.
point of psychic damage.
Wait, so
while you
do I get to actually log a long rest? Sure.
You cannot because you didn't actually finish it. You did sleep
that's
for
what I was
like
thinking.
4 hours or something at
Gotcha.
most.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Yep.
You did
There we go.
start to long rest, and then everybody got woken, and nobody actually slept long enough.
Ow! I just hit my head on a rock.
I mean, it'd probably be a good idea to finish our rest then, because I was on last watch. Well, I guess that would have meant I would have slept all the way through. Well,
You are the closest to actually finishing, but it was in the middle of Solomon's watch that this goat turned up. So you are at like you're at maybe 5-6 hours, pretty much 6 hours.
yeah, I'm
But
thinking
it's
about.
you're
I'm thinking about.
you're the
laying back.
closest.
Let's just kill the goat and go back to sleep.
Shit.
I mean, I was thinking about using it like a pillow.
I mean, as long as you can keep it quiet.
All right, goat. We don't have to be quiet. Now this is just in regular talk.
Uh-huh.
Because he used his shit up. Now we can go to sleep.
What did he say back?
He was like, yeah, I'm all right with that.
Well, that's better.
I would have you roll a deception check, but I don't think that Solomon would pick up on that. Like that you don't understand it
I'm
anymore.
so stupid. No, it's fine.
Okay.
I trust him.
Okay. Cringy is, for now at least, content with the decision to continue the rest, and he'll just go and rest in front of you all. So he's 60 feet in front of everybody. And you keep
I
the
say,
goat
Squigs,
on the
keep an
rope,
eye on
right?
this goat. Make sure he don't go nowhere. Yeah, I keep him on
Okay.
the rope. I'm holding on to the rope like while I sleep, and Squigs is like sitting on the goat's back, like, I dare you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
always put the rope under me bottom.
Oh my god,
I'm
we
not smart.
totally could.
You could tie it to a tree.
Oh, wow.
You could tie it to me. I don't trust it for nothing.
Tie it to him and just wake up the goat's dead and be like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's the other thing that we'll find out. Because, we
Smear
have
them
one
on.
person that's almost done, like, taking a full long rest, but you all need a few more hours, and so you'll have to decide who actually watches, I guess, the goat, or watches people so they don't kill the goat, or I don't know.
I'm sorry, I missed the very beginning. Was I on the first watch? Or
No, we had,
I was
what
first
was
watch.
first was, yeah,
okay.
and the second one was Solomon. That's when
Okay, so I
the
wasn't on
goat
watch.
arrived.
Perfect.
And Squigs is just gonna sit on top of the goat now.
Okay.
Keeping
All right.
watch.
Nice. Yeah, so all of you that haven't actually had to watch, don't take a lot longer to actually sleep and get the long rest. So you can just do that. And then you can maybe switch it up once more in case you want to, make sure that there's no other goat coming up.
Solomon continues his watch and will sing like a little shitty like bedtime song until
Hmm.
everybody tells him to shut the fuck up. He's like,
Okay.
"Don't worry, little birds." And like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, okay, have a good night."
Okay. Yeah.
Sherman was asleep before you finished the first verse.
Yeah. You're practiced. Okay, so you all kind of, find your spots. Cringy all the way in front of you. Those with dark vision can just barely make him out, maybe, but he's also a very stealthy person. And then you all take a long rest.
All right.
And the goat is, pretty much, I mean, there's a huge person sitting in its way, and it may be able to squeeze by, but not with a rope around its neck. So it's not going to go anywhere for now. You wake up and there's still a goat, which, unless Sherwin wants to do any special moves, is going to still be alive.
Sherwin when Sherwin wakes up, he just side eyes the goat hard.
Okay.
I'm watching
It
you,
looks back.
goat.
Yeah. Give
Yeah.
him the two fingers to the eyes, back at him, just back and forth.
It
Bro,
stares back at you.
if
But
that's your
it's where
reincarnate
people-
wife, you're gonna feel like a real jerk.
No, my wife would never look at me that way.
Oh, wow.
You say that out loud, like we're just hanging out and you're just like pointing at this goat saying that. We're like, what?
Might be your reincarnated wife.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
Cringy's gonna milk Tom Brady first thing when he wakes up.
Wow.
There's a lot of people out there milking Tom Brady.
Sure. I mean, not
just
even
don't
sure if
agree.
that's a survival check, but I guess it may be.
Honestly, I feel like it should be a survival check for everybody except for Cringy at this moment.
I
You
cast
mean
protection
like
from
a
good and evil.
constitution thing for what's just happening. So Cringy does milk the goat, and you get like a little bit of milk out of it, but it's not a very pleasant thing for the goat, and really doesn't like it. It keeps trying to get away from you, and it's not much.
Okay.
Yeah,
Prefer
but you should
just
see
give
her
up.
in the fourth quarter. She'll fire right up.
It's very annoyed by your attempts to milk it, and it doesn't seem like a goat that actually knows what that even is. Like, it's pretty much like trying to milk some wild goat at this point, so Cringy is probably gonna have some slapstick going on while this happens.
Will
You still
continue.
get some milk out of it.
The slapstick will continue through the journey.
Oh yes. So Cringy just, hangs on to the udder and squeezes out some milk, pretty much just because the goat keeps moving, squeezes it as much as he can right into his hands or into his mouth or something like that, because there's no way you can also make the goat stand still and be able to catch the milk in anything. It'll just be,
I say this will continue, but actually there will come a point when we kill a goat, and it probably won't be but a few days from now because I think we only have like 4 days worth of rations.
Yeah.
We figured out if we spread
Still
them
wanted to go back.
We
If
had
you still
6
wanted to
days.
have
We'd
the
only have
security, yeah.
6 days amongst
Mhm.
ourselves. Okay. Okay.
But even with that, yeah, there will be it will be a time when you have to, especially because the further you go away from your entrance, if you still want to be able to go back with rations, then that'll be
In 3 days.
kind of have to, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because whatever you take, however long you take inside the tunnel, will also take you the same time back, about the same time. So
I
yeah.
also have gentle repose, which lasts for 10 days. So we can
Mhm.
make sure the goat meat stays.
All right.
Fresh.
Fresh.
Alright. Nice.
And then even
Okay.
after that, I can purify it.
So what is your decision as a group? Are you deciding to move forward and to get through this tunnel to find the other end?
Yeah, I'd say we should continue on until we've used about half our rations, and then if we haven't got anywhere,
Decide
then head
again.
back.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
At the 3-day point, we all have this big talk. If we can get to the 3, do we get to the 3-day point?
That'll be pretty much just up to Solomon, because you're the one that's, having a little bit trouble with walking in here. You
Solomon though would
make
never ask the party to like slow down. Like he might be like stop and do stuff, but he's gonna definitely ask them to like leave him behind.
Yeah. It's, if you say it's 3 days, just make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, and on
DC
D&D
12.
Beyond, on D&D Beyond, you guys, how are you guys doing your actual? Oh, you can just click on
There
the
is a
fucking-
save. You can click on it and
Yeah.
What? This is sweet. This is really cool. Well, is the save do I just click the ability check or where's the save?
There is
Save is
you
to the
can-
left.
there's saving throws, a little box to the left underneath strength and dexterity. There's another box with saving throws written underneath.
Yep, I see it. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is so cool. Well, that's
You actually have
not...
a +1 to that. Well, that's another fail, so you're at 2. So after the first day,
Can I
you
cast?
roll 2d6.
Can I just have guidance going on him all the time?
You can have.
It looks like
if
he's
you
getting stuck.
want to, this is when he wakes up. So for exactly that check, probably not. But for anything that happens after this, you absolutely can help him out. So you do take, for that next day when you did take a long rest, so you still are at full hit points, you do take 5 points of psychic damage, Solomon.
Noted.
And
Got
the
it.
others will, like, your headaches just increase. It's you
Oh,
wake
yeah.
up and
I'm
it
getting
just doesn't
frazzled.
feel that good. And the others will notice this. Is there anything you want to, do to help him in some way? Is there something you
I
think you
want to
can-
cast Calm Emotions.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a cure wounds.
Okay.
God, I just picture this like we're at like a little like gap where like everybody squeezed through
Yeah.
except for me, and they're like, "Come on, bud, come on, buddy, you can do it." And I'm just like, "I don't know, I don't know." And they're like, "Come on."
Yeah. Pretty much. But then, the calm emotions kicks in, and because there's not going to be anything to break your concentration for a full minute, you feel all right, and you get back a lot of, you do have your you can roll the charisma save, but if you kind of want to give into it, I would be fine with you just letting Sherwin actually help you. So
yeah,
for
I
a minute
definitely
you wouldn't feel bad in this cave at all. It would be like, okay, whatever, I'm in this. I
I'll be
mean,
your
you fit
support turtle.
through. seems about right for you now. For a full minute. I mean, it still does help you. And also you get 5 hit points back, so you're back to full health.
Shit,
And
thanks, guys. Hell yeah.
because of that, you also lose 1 stress point, so you're back to 1.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah, but then you continue, and because I don't want to roll for all of the days that we do, we'll just do the 3 days now, and I'll kind of take an average of your saves. So I'm gonna take notes of your saves. The first one was a
Can
10.
he get advantage
Another
because of
one?
Squigs?
If Squix wants to help him, if you want to say that, you all know that he's uncomfortable, so sure.
Yeah, Squigs is the emotional support dragon.
A 13 or 3. I think we take the 13. That's a success.
Oh, for advantage. I'm sorry. I thought you said just 2 saves.
Yeah, but we take that for the advantage, and then
Oh,
do
gotcha. Okay.
another one for the next day. And if you want to keep doing that,
Yeah, we keep helping.
yeah. Okay. So it's actually 2 successes.
Oh
and
my
1
god.
fail.
What is
Wow.
a fucking not?
That's ridiculous.
Nice. The good news is you are starting to feel better about this. You're kind of getting used to this.
I feel like Solomon comes out from one of the caves. You guys have been helping out so much, and he has like tears going down his face, and he's just like, "No, I'm very glad to be here," and just like wiping him away, and just like trying to hide, like not crying.
Yeah.
It's okay there, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you do manage actually to, talk Solomon into some kind of a calmer state. And it seems to work out pretty well. 1 in 8,000, yeah, just about that. It's just really, but it's the Roll20 rolls that just, or D&D Beyond. I think it's from D&D Beyond in that case. It's really
Magic.
weird. It does that sometimes. That's amazing. But yeah, you do manage to actually make him feel a little bit better about this whole thing. He keeps being a little bit on edge, but he, sticks around at just a low stress level. Nothing you wouldn't be able to deal with. But
Squigs is doing a
after the
good
3
job.
days, you also have, you will be able to practice milking this goat a little bit. And if anybody wants to make an animal handling check, that maybe like in one of these 3 days, you can, cast spells again if you want to explain to the goat what the
Terrible.
hell you are doing.
Terrible.
Yeah, I would
Pretty
cast Speak
just-
with Animals to try and just tell them what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, so you tell it, but you kind of scare it doing it. Like you tell her, yeah, we're just gonna milk you. And
We're gonna milk you, goat.
yeah, it's maybe a little bit intimidating in some way. It still doesn't really like this idea at all.
Oh my god.
It's it's a captured goat, so it really doesn't have a lot against all of you guys if you kind of gang up on it and do this, but it'll not give a lot of milk. Like it'll be enough for 2 of you to drink some milk every day, and that'll stretch your rations a little bit by 1 day.
So we're at day 3, right?
You're at day 3,
Okay.
and you still, because of that, you did save some of the rations because you did get some additional, food from the milk, but it's not as much as you might have wanted to. Also, the goat keeps complaining if you do cast Speak with Animals again. It keeps complaining that this is the wrong way. You need to go the other way. It just keeps saying that. Apart
So-
from
Yeah,
also,
all
what
the time in
the
the world
fuck are
goes
you doing
that
here? And all these things. It also says we're going the wrong way, and my destination is the other way. It's my
Oh my
destiny. I need to go that way.
Oh
You'll have
my
all the time in the world to
You
go that other way.
kidnap that goat.
So we're at the point, we're at the almost really, tomorrow probably would be technically the point of no
Yes.
return. When we
Yes.
don't have
Unless-
enough food to get back.
Unless we kill the goat.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Probably.
We could probably get, if it's the gentle repose, we can get 3 or 4 days off the goat, so we can go another couple days and still have rations to go back on. We
Yeah.
might get tired of goat.
Yeah. And I imagine our feet are tired after 3 days of marching in a tunnel. So is it worth the gamble to go, now I really, 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 really want to see what's at the other end of this tunnel?
That is absolutely for you to decide. You do have a goat that, somebody can speak to, and because you really don't have that much else to do, and within these 3 days, um, like towards the end of the third day, you will I think it's Sherwin first because you definitely still have the highest passive perception. You will hear slight hoof steps.
All right,
Just about,
listen here,
3
goat.
days towards the evening of that. When
You
you
got
kind
a
of
friend
contemplate,
around
okay, do
here?
we go back or forth kind of thing. You hear something.
I
Goat
think the goat's
still.
got someone sneaking up on us, guys.
Oh.
All right, hold the goat. Me and Squigs take off with another chunk of rope, and we're gonna try and catch that goat too.
It's coming your way. Like it's coming the same way the other goat was. That goat that you're having, like that you have on the rope right now, is also very
Yeah.
reluctantly going back. But yeah, this goat is going the same way seemingly.
Yep, I'm gonna catch it.
Okay.
You want me to roll
Do you
that?
want to go stealthy? Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go stealthy first, and then me and him
So
are gonna grab.
first do a stealth check, and then do the grapple check. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, you probably don't take any light with you, but you figured that the goats do actually see in the dark. But you can, skirt the wall a little bit, and the other goat seems to be grazing as you get to it. It's kind of walking very leisurely from side to side, picking at the grass.
Okay,
And
not
then you
the
have
greatest on the strength, only a 14.
not the greatest, yeah. And it's, grazing peacefully and just walking slowly towards you with its head down. And you jump at it, and it scares the hell out of this goat.
I'm trying to
And
like slide the rope on.
tries to bolt the other way. If you want to, because this grapple definitely fails, none of you do get the goat. But
All
you
right,
can,
I'm gonna
of
try and
course.
shoot it.
Wow. Okay. The goat just bolts for its whole turn, and it gets pretty far away from you. But you can shoot it. Like,
Oh wait, what's its movement?
if you you would probably guess that with a dash, it got about 100 feet. It's a pretty fast goat.
Okay, so it's a pretty speedy goat, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use anything crazy to catch up with it.
Is it heading past him toward us, or is it heading back down?
No, it's heading back right now because it got scared, and there were two people kind of trying to, jump on it at the same time. And the first instinct was to run away. And there's only two ways in this tunnel, so it went the other way.
Actually, I don't shoot at it. I like pull out my bow and I start to pull it, and then I like stop, and I'm like, well, if the other one's obsessed with getting out, that one's probably
Yeah.
obsessed with getting out. Oh, it'll be back.
Yeah.
And then
So just from afar, you hear,
yeah,
tiny bleeding sound. And other than that, okay. So you just go back to the group, and
like we're gonna have
you'll
another
probably
goat.
meet another
We
goat.
just gotta try again in a minute.
I told you he's
You can't-
summoning an army.
If we're gonna kill a goat to eat, we can just eat this one. We already got one of them on the rope already.
Yeah, what if the other one isn't a female? We can keep milking this one and kill the other one.
Well, we could milk the other one too, right?
Oh, well, if it's not a female, I wouldn't advise it.
Oh,
You can still try. I mean,
well, that makes sense, I suppose. I'm a turtle. We don't do that sort of thing.
This is true.
Very true.
I'm a wizard. We don't do that sort of thing.
I'm a ranger. We do that sort of thing.
Well,
Okay, fair point.
good
yeah.
to know.
Seems like so we've got two
There's
goats in
two potential
3 days.
goat. One goat you have, and there's one more goat that you know is ahead of you. You don't know how many more goats you'll meet.
So food really isn't as big of a deal as we may have been thinking it was.
Yeah, at least for now, it seems like there is some kind of goat population in here that you can eat.
Which means what could keep going forward, it's not as much of a risk. So why not do it?
We just got to find out where these goats
Yep.
are coming from. They got to be coming
Mhm.
from somewhere.
Yeah, they're coming from somewhere. Now we're like, it's like light at the end of the tunnel, even though the tunnel might be like really, really far in the future.
Okay,
But yeah,
so
let's keep
what's
on
the verdict?
meandering.
Send it.
You do it?
Gotta
Okay.
catch up to that other goat so we can slaughter it and eat it.
Okay. So you are now, I'll just, count a little bit with us. Let's actually keep the 3-day thing going on. I do take your because you did fail once and succeeded twice, Solomon, on your on the stress thing. Just roll one wisdom check with advantage right now,
Okay.
and we'll see where this leads. Oh wow!
Hey.
That's a good one.
Bad.
I think you
Nice.
actually you managed to, for the time being, like for the next week, you'll be fine. No matter if you're
Okay.
in this tunnel or not, you're gonna be fine. This
We're
this
not
seems
really
just about right.
anymore.
Yeah,
We've
and it's
pretty much left the palace. At this
Yeah.
point.
as far as you can tell, like there's nothing palacey about this. This is a tunnel that looks kind of natural, but is just way too long and kind of straight in a way to be natural, really. And you definitely know that you must, like, you should have hit something if this was a natural thing.
Yep. Cool. Keep going.
Can I ask a question?
Cool.
Could we potentially, like, I don't know if I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but would a Goliath have an idea of how, like, kind of harvest the water? I mean, I think it's damp down here, and
Yeah,
like the way
there's water
caverns
sources.
work. So we're good
Yeah.
on water. It's just mostly food.
Yes. It's mostly food unless you want to eat the grass, but there seem to be goats. You just don't know how regularly they will appear. But
Sure.
there are goats down here that obviously drink the water and eat the grass.
Got you.
And the water is sometimes just kind of coming out of the rock, like the rocky parts of the wall. It just kind of collects in quite shallow little pools.
Make sure the goats hadn't peed in it.
Yeah, you can try as best as you can to,
Yeah, cringy.
make sure the water is pure. The best thing you can do is just drink the water before it actually collects in any of the pools. And just, hold your hands underneath it or anything like that. Collect
this
it in
is
some receptacle.
100% a Solomon job. I will check to make sure that there's not pee in the water before I give it to my friends.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. And the water that comes directly out of the earth here seems to be pretty nice fresh water. Like it's really spring water. Just from the taste.
Like a mineral water? Got a good mineral taste?
It does actually, it depends a little bit. You can make is that perception? I guess it's perception in some way. Like you will taste slight differences. But if you want to, find out anything about it, with an 18 on perception, you do actually, like there's different, you've been around a little bit and water is something you've always had, so you will probably know something about this. It does sometimes taste a little bit salty, then there's other areas where it starts tasting a little bit more of iron. It actually has this, like you could almost map the the cave in that way that you say, like, this is an iron area, and then there's another area that is slightly more like mineral water. Some of it is actually a little bit bubbly. You have those, and some of it is also like this faint rotten egg smell that there's some sign of
A
a little bit
favorite.
of a sulfuric something in it.
A favorite. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you can absolutely like
Cool.
taste the differences, and
I
for
like the egg
you
water
can
too.
kind of use that. You like the egg water?
It's like you're eating eggs, but in water. It's great.
Yeah, pretty much still, tastes pretty normal, but the smell does hit your sinuses and gives you that interesting idea of eggs. Yeah. But okay, so you do travel a whole week in this cavern or tunnel, whatever it is. The walls just change slightly, but it does remain a tunnel that doesn't seem to really like be natural in any way. There's no point where there's any, a second tunnel coming in or anything. There are sometimes a small, almost rooms, but they're very, very far between. Like in this week, you will see one room-ish. It's a bit bigger. It's a very nice point to rest, and you probably take your long rest there.
Be comfortable.
Yeah. So in between, there's actually this one day or this one evening where Solomon, without even thinking about it, can just stretch out and lie down and sleep and not have the ceiling right above him when he gets up, because
So we just
it's not
randomly found this big
huge.
ass.
It's not very big. It's just tall
Just
enough.
an
It's
opening.
like 20 feet high. It's kind of opening up a little bit. It's much higher, and it's about, it was between 5 feet at the least parts, and then 10 feet mostly, about that. And now it's about 15 feet wide. So it's kind of opening up to still be a tunnel, but it's for just a short while, it's actually a little bit bigger, and then it goes back to its normal size. It just changes a little bit, and sometimes it's very small, and sometimes it's quite comfortable.
Solomon
Okay.
usually has like a pretty light and airy voice, but when he gets into space, he like does the big like stretch yawn, just like
Oh yeah.
and like
Yeah.
sends out like the real Goliath grunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah, and
that's
you can absolutely, use those as like you'll remember this one as the good part of the week.
Don't worry about a thing.
But in
Sing it
between
again.
that, you will have to start relying on the goats. Is the
Yeah.
one thing, because if you do go the full week, at the end of it, you do find this cavern, but you will also have, run out of your normal rations, or if you want to supplement it a little bit earlier, you could also just, go ahead and kill the goat before that. And you will also stumble across the other goat again that you already saw. So there is 2 goats. Cringy totally wants to kill that goat. Which one do you want to kill? The one that you already have?
No, we catch the boy goat.
Go.
Kill it.
You don't know yet if it's a boy or girl. Nobody
think it's
got
a
close
boy.
enough to figure.
Cringy thinks it's a boy.
Cringy thinks as well. Okay, Cringy just jumps at the first opportunity to kill the other goat. In that case, make a stealth check and then make an attack roll. And if you're stealthy, yeah, you're stealthy, so make it at advantage.
All right. I forgot how to make it. Oh, here it is. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh, you
that'll hit.
can. That's the
Oh, it's
9,
advantage,
but you can roll once more. Just another attack. 18 does hit. So we'll still take 5 damage, okay? To that goat. And I mean, it doesn't kill the goat. But you definitely got your dagger in it, and it's bit surprised by your attack. At this point, the others are just not very far behind you. They had to stay far enough to, not be seen.
I guess
They're
I'd take a
just-
shot at it if we're killing this goat for food.
Ooh! Sherwin just runs up and uses his mace, and you take a shot. Whew. All of that hits. Woo!
Solomon watches in horror.
Yeah, Solomon is the only one,
Solomon's holding the other goat, like, oh my god.
What is going on? Yeah, pretty much.
One hand over his mouth, like.
The other over the
He
goat's
calculates
eyes.
the
Like,
I
damage.
was gonna say the other over
Yeah.
the goat's eyes.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, so by the time Soren's firebolt hits, this goat goes down. Esther still does his long bow,
barbecue, nice.
but you just, shoot it into a dead goat.
Have you been giving my character any experience points?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
You might
okay.
have.
Okay, I couldn't remember if I had these or if that was, or if you had added that in. Okay, good deal.
We're just gonna see if there's like a level up or something for you, because I think there might be after the last one. I can just check with you. I'll write you a message.
Guys.
Okay, but yeah, you do kill that one goat, and if you want to check, then it does seem to be a male. I just roll it here. So Cringy's instinct was right on this one, which is great. And you do have more food. Your female companion goat is pretty horrified by all of this. But also, if you want to talk to it again, it's also surprised to see another goat.
In retrospect, we could have taken the boy goat and the girl goat and had a bunch of goats.
Just bread.
We'd have been in that tunnel a long time.
Make a tunnel life nomadic culture on our way to the other side of the tunnel.
We are
Yeah,
the sand people of caves. That's what we're doing.
Just as good as this idea is, I'm just
Sherwin's
looking through, and I
also
think you all kind of did make male characters. So, I mean, the goats can make a tunnel folk, but I'm not sure about you guys.
yeah, Sherwin
Unless you wanted to
is
try to mix with goats, I guess.
not
Sherwin's gonna be
smart.
looking mighty pretty over
Sher-
after a few.
Sherwin is wise enough to know that he's not going to mate with a goat, but
Oh.
he's not smart enough to think that far about
And
preserving
they're
his
really
own species.
soft. You might sleep with a goat.
No, I think that goat we have is the devil. I don't
Yes,
trust it for
Sherwin does
nothing.
not warm up to this goat, even if it is, kind of your pet now. He does not like this goat. He's not for this goat.
Look,
He's
that
the one that
funny.
didn't want to have this pet.
I feel like you guys definitely left the goat with the rope with Solomon, and he's
Yeah.
walking the goat, and yeah, I think Solomon probably got a little attached.
Mm-hmm.
Whispers
it's in your
Well, it can
company.
totally be your comfort goat if you want to be. And
Yeah.
you also have, you have squeaks as well, so you can kind of use that as your comfort thing.
Sherwin does get
like the,
mildly jealous that you're spending
gonna
so much
get
time
Lord
with the
of-
goat.
This is gonna be like Lord of the Flies.
We all love Tom Brady. We don't want to.
I actually kind of hate
How
Tom
about
Brady.
Yeah.
all of you,
great,
just
but-
all of you make an animal handling check. I want to know who the goat likes best now.
Nah,
This is all going Lord of the Flies by the end. I'm calling it.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh yeah.
Solomon's gonna be Piggy. Calling it now.
Oh, no, Go hates me, man.
The goat is very, very intimidated
God,
by your
glad,
size.
I'm glad the goat doesn't like me. If I rolled the highest, I'd have been like, "Fuck that goat."
The goat actually is pretty fond of
What
Sherwin
is
and
that
Cringy, but
of mice
really
and
likes
men?
Esther, which makes sense because Esther's the
Of
one
mice
that
and men.
occasionally talks to the goat. So they have the best relationship in that way.
Perfect.
It hates
I don't know.
you
Sherman,
both.
as
I'm
much as
petty,
you
but
hate the goat,
Yeah, this is gonna
the
be like
goat
a
really
mice and men.
likes you.
Like Solomon's just chilling. Just all of a sudden, nice goat. Crack.
Yeah, and
I'm
yeah,
just
exactly.
an
Solomon
aggressive
is just a
setter.
little bit too strong for
I'm
this
just
goat.
an
It's a
aggressive
small
setter.
goat. Like it's a small goat. You're a large Goliath.
Oh yeah, like I
And
walk and I just drag it. Like it's bad.
yeah.
It's very of mice and men. Like
Bad.
very just yeah. Thank you. Oh my
Kind of
god.
Pulling a Lester on this goat.
So yeah, your party, it's the goat doesn't have the time of its life, but also its life seems to have been walking through the tunnel on its own all the time. So
Hey,
got more interesting,
hey
I guess.
Esther. Have we asked the goat how long it's walked down this tunnel?
It says its whole life.
How old's the goat?
I guess
Goat
about a
doesn't
year.
know
year and a
how
half
old it is.
Does it remember its parents? Like, did it come into the world as grown and then walk down the tunnel, or did it like
It
come
just
in as
says
a
all it
kid?
remembers is walking.
Can like one night before we take a rest, I want to take the first watch shift, and once I see that everybody is asleep, I want to cast Zone of Truth and just sit there and talk to the goat and ask it all these questions. And even though I can't understand
shit.
it when it talks back, just do that and make that like my ritual where I just
Yeah.
do that. Like, I don't trust you,
Couldn't you
goat.
do it with Esther? You
Zone of Truth.
could do
Yeah,
it with Esther.
Yeah, I assume there's a night where I think Esther's asleep and he's absolutely not, and
Mhm.
and he can totally pick up on it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. Also, you're not the stealthiest, so it's a pretty high
Oh, yeah.
chance that you would just wake up Esther doing whatever you do.
That's very fair.
Yeah, sure. So, what do you want to ask the goat specifically?
First thing I ask is it evil? Second thing I would ask, are you leading us to our death? And then on that, I would go into a tangent about how my wife died and how I'm not ready to die yet, and I'm not gonna die yet, and
Okay.
then just go into like, wish I was a parent. Do you know your parents? I don't know my parents. My parents, I hatched on the beach and crawled into the water, and that,
Yeah.
just typical
Mhm.
Sherwin ramble
Okay.
every night.
So about being evil, this goat has a hard time. I mean, it really doesn't quite understand you in this direct way, but it picks up on you being inquisitive about things. And to its like it's trying it really likes you. It's trying hard to understand you. It's trying to be like it's trying to make you its friend in a way.
Oh
Like
God, of
it's
course it
it's
is.
this hey, I like you. This it's trying to be nice, and you talk to it, and it likes that, and it does absolutely try to get a little bit closer to you. It's bound by the neck, so it's not gonna get it's only gonna get as
The
close as you
Whoa,
want it to.
whoa, whoa, there, Mr.
The
Goat
reason
Man.
why he
You
likes him
don't
so
get
much is
too
that every
close.
night, just fucking Sherwood just pounds into him. But he just thinks he's having a friendly chat with him because he doesn't understand. He's just like, "Oh, I love you."
And I'm
Meanwhile,
like,
the
I
goat
hate
looks
you
over
so
Like,
much,
you
Mr.
devil,
Goat.
and
you
the goat looks
goddamn
over
Satan
and I'm just
creature here to send us to our
Solomon.
doom. He's like, he loves me.
Yeah.
Goat looks over and just sees Solomon just gnawing on like a goat hoof from like the one we murdered
Yeah.
in front of it. And she's like,
It
oh,
does
you
generally try to be as far away from you as it can, which isn't that far. I mean, it
like
depends on
look
where
at
you
it and
hold
give
the
it a
rope.
thumbs up and then just keep eating. It's like, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but it like the impression really is, hey, I'm your friend. I'm not, I don't know why you seem to not like me, but I really like you, and I want to be friends. It's that kind of thing that the goat tries to tell you without you directly understanding it, but it does try to sidle up to you a little bit as far as it can. And it just starts kind of, bleeding back and being very trying to join the conversation. And it just tells you things. And it does, as you do, it kind of rambles about, yeah, and then there was this day when I found a very, very, very soft patch of grass, and it was just the best grass I had. But then a few sleeps later, I think there was another patch, and it was slightly earthier, and maybe that was even better. And it just keeps talking about mostly just, having very nice dreams about the other side that it knows nothing about, and about a past that it doesn't really remember. It tells you like its life story, but its life story is it doesn't remember. Like, there's a point that it does remember, but it seems to be about, like, it's not when it was born. It doesn't know that. It's being a young goat, not fully grown yet, and starting out on a journey.
I feel like we
And
could really
just
gain a lot of wisdom from each
knowing,
other if we understood each other.
yeah, it just starts, talking to you as you do. It's kind of trying to mimic what you do, and you seem to ramble, and it does ramble back in its goat ways. You don't understand it, but it does, a lot of little goat sounds. And it definitely tells you a lot of things, but not that you know of. But you have a very nice, conversation in some way.
It's a true romance novel.
Yeah,
It really is.
absolutely.
You're technically cheating on your wife, buddy.
I've been widowed. Okay.
Back catch and release.
She said that she want me to be happy.
Oh, wow.
Oh no. I still carry her shell around. It's my shield.
Yeah. And you have, the spiritual weapon, which is
Yeah,
her mace.
I'm faithful.
Yeah.
The next fight, the spiritual weapon is goat horns.
Every time we run low on goat meat, I look at Tom Brady and I go, "Well, is today the day? Are we gonna meet another goat, or is today the last one? What's up, buddy?"
In the next week, I'll just do it on here for now. It takes you another 5 days to actually find another goat. So it's gonna be pretty tough.
I'm
I mean,
hungry.
it depends on how much you want to hold off.
It's a good thing we got that gentle repose.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like the first two goats were within 3 days of each other. And it takes you another 5 days. So the next week of travel is mainly goat free until like you get towards the end of the week. As far as you can tell, it's really hard to tell time, but you do still, get tired at some points. So yeah.
The worst part is the goat carcass stays fresh for like 10 days. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing Solomon is just carrying a bloody, gross goat carcass. Like,
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
would
we should
guess
figure
so
out.
too. Like, unless you have something to carry that's not just the bucket. I mean, it's a small goat. It's not going to be a huge thing to carry. But if you have anything that's better for transport, let me know.
I think
I'm sure
we
Solomon
could kind of
can
rope
help.
it up, and I think between like the minerals in the cave, we might be able to salt it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with your earlier check on the water, you
I'm
do
not
find
smart,
some.
but
No,
yeah,
but
I
that
know
kind of,
nature.
yeah.
Can we? Do we not have enough wood between us to make one little fire just one time?
For one time, you possibly do. I
I
think
don't want to
Esther sadly actually left this wooden bed post in the hall with the ghosts. You didn't pick it up again, as far as I remember.
I picked it up again.
Oh,
I
you
said I
did?
collected all
Okay,
my
so you
stuff.
do have, yeah. So you do have that.
I have
You
10
do have,
torches as well.
Some torches, exactly.
I was gonna say, and if we use like one torch at a time, we could really stretch it out and just cut the meat small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could kind of do something like that. It wouldn't be, the normal, comfortable way to roast a whole goat, but you could totally do it in little pieces.
We only have to do that after day 10 because the magic will keep it fresh until then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to eat
goat-
it bloody in the meanwhile.
But each of these goats is not going to last you forever. So, it'll give you the whole group another 2 days.
do it.
But after
20
that, it
times
starts to get lower again. I mean, you can still try to use parts of the goat for other things. There will be, bones and fur left, like the hide, if anybody wants to do anything with that.
Maybe we
So
should
can
go
I
back
ask
to
a-
the palace and get a bunch of things that we would need, like a pot to boil the bones in, and a cart to push gear and stuff along in.
Well,
I don't
know
know.
if we could get a cart down here with how tough it was to get just Solomon through some of those
Solomon.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solomon
Um,
can squeeze.
Maybe
So
we found something magical that could just permanently shrink him.
That would be cool.
Is there a way that I can do? Okay, so now we have a rough estimate. Like this goat remembers being a certain
a
age.
young goat. Yeah.
And how old is it now? Can we like use? Is there
From
some
what
kind of
you
check I
guessed
can do to
earlier,
try to
it's
guess?
about you would say it's not like it's about a year old. It's a goat is it's difficult to tell because this is a very strange kind of goat. Um Usually you would guess that anybody who's ever had any experience with actually any kind of farming, goats usually mature when they're around 2 years old. And you did milk this one, so you know that it must be at least 2 years old.
So did we
It
guess?
says something about being young, though, and that's a very, very vague kind of. You don't know what age it was that it still remembers. It was younger. You would have to figure out a way to make the goat tell you a time frame, which is it doesn't actually count how many times it sleeps. So, you can't just use that.
And it's never seen
Um,
the sun.
It's never seen the sun.
It doesn't even know
there's
what a day is.
it doesn't have
it-
like times of the year or anything. There's not. Have you ever seen snow or something? You can't really ask it that because you would guess that it wouldn't know about these things.
We just need
So
to really know how
it's an
large it
intelligence
was.
2 animal, and you have to find a way to make an estimate out of that. And that's really the really hard part about this.
That's sad
is-
that it doesn't remember its mother's love. That makes cringy sad.
Oh. Yeah, it really
doesn't remember his mother's love either. So
Yeah, we just have to figure
Oh,
out. We
man.
got to figure
Oh,
out how
man.
large, or if it would remember how large it was at the beginning. It was really like
sure it can
away.
give you a kind of an estimate, and if you ask it, it'll be able to like scratch a little line into a more kind of compact earth kind of wall with its little horns. It just has the little female ones. It wasn't that much smaller, but it's definitely grown since then. If you would have to guess, you would say it grew at least another like 5 inches or so.
would
They
Esther
do
know
grow.
how long goats grow, or how long the like amount of time that would be
Mm,
as a ranger?
as a ranger, you kind of have an idea.
You know what
The
this actually
problem with
looks like? Is we're all standing around like with our
Yeah,
like hands on our
everybody else
chin,
is just
looking at this goat,
yes.
being like, "How old
The
do you
goat
think
is
this is?"
dumb.
It's like
Yes.
Price is Right. Like we're all like,
Yes,
you guys are like 2, 3,
absolutely.
4, and I'm
Yeah.
like 76.
Yeah.
It's 666 years old, and I hate it.
Dude, yes, you would.
Yeah.
I'm just like shaking my head, like,
And I'm like 667.
I
Yeah.
like look off like
You make it a
Ugh.
bidding auction now. Like you just shout out some kind of bid.
I think we're both going over, Solomon.
We
Should have
probably
guessed
can
one.
assume it's 2 years old, though.
It's
go
you
into low
know
bid.
yeah, you can assume it's difficult to tell, but the time frame that you have is between just a few months of growth. So let's say like 2 months and possibly 6 months, because you know that there would be some kind of growth spurt, and also this goat is really not intelligent and doesn't actually remember very well how tall it was.
Me
So
too.
it could very well also be 2 years, because you know the tunnel changes a little bit every now and then. So the points of reference are really, really far between. Like the goat would have to know how tall it was in respect to some tunnel when it was, you know, from the time it still remembers, but also taking into account how tall this tunnel is right now.
Can I
And
ask a weird question?
yeah,
We spent like multiple days in this cavern.
yes.
I would think that maybe we've had a lot of side conversations and gotten pretty familiar with each other.
Yeah, as far
For
as the
sure.
others allow, I guess.
Yeah,
Might
no, for
depend on
sure.
who you ask.
Yeah, I think we've been here for
So
like a week.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is a long time to spend just in a shitty place.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think that we would talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I would think that we would kind of find out what we're good at, kind of like talking amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
Would Solomon find out like who's good at survival and who could maybe figure something out around here?
I'm pretty good at surviving.
You would have an idea about it.
I only have a
There's
+1.
yeah.
I got a +5.
Yeah. You would definitely, you know, it also makes sense to kind of maybe ask the pretty wise old turtle things about anything that might have to do with experience in some way.
I'm sorry, did I hear you say
So
you only have a +5? That's
I said I have a +5.
oh okay.
the only was your ear.
Yeah, I said
Okay.
I only have a +1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I guess at some point maybe like Solomon was hungry or thirsty, but he'd
Uh-huh.
approach Sherwin and be like, "Oh, hey, do you think you could find anything around here with salvate like salvation?
Oh,
With
you need
water?
salvation? Yeah, I can help you with that.
Oh.
Oh, that would be real nice. I can help you dig, or I can help you with some kind of
Oh, we just
thing. I'm
need
real
to
strong,
we
but I
just need to
can't.
dig deep for salvation. That's all we need to do. We just need to dig within ourselves.
Oh shit! This is philosophical. Philosophical. It's
Well,
mind things.
I'm sure. Were you trying to say something else? Did I take
Oh,
that the wrong way?
can you find some way to get more food, or
Oh, food. Well,
or try to hatch a plan for finding something around here?
well, I suppose I do have these tools here. I got some herbalism gear and well, I think there's just some grass and rocks around here. But maybe I could find something to put together.
Oh yeah, I can help you with all my might.
Nice. Can you come up with any plans to, you know, supplement your pretty, you know, it's gonna be goat from here on out mostly.
I'm gonna make grass smoothies out of grass and goat milk and water.
Kind of what I was
Nice.
thinking. Find some moss
All
and
right.
try to like do something with that.
Okay. Yeah.
It seems like to me going back is pretty much worthless if this plan is to come down here one way or the other. Because if we go back, well, for one,
Who knows if
yeah,
we ever find this place again?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then for two, we've never seen any kind of carts or anything like that we could use to bring
Mhm.
down here, and any food that we brought down would have started to spoil by now anyway. So we'd be back to working off of goats regardless by this point in the journey. I don't know if we'd give ourselves any more of a head start than we got.
Mhm. You're also pretty intelligent, and what you also figured is that, traveling down here during this time, all the goats always come from in front of you. So if you went back, you would go with the flow of goats, so to speak,
Yeah,
which would
I
mean
thought
that you
about.
wouldn't actually meet them again,
I
probably,
thought. I
unless
thought
you
about
then
that.
waited for some.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And we walked into a trap where we just have to keep going
Yeah,
forward.
we
You
now we
kind
have
of
no other
are at a
option.
point of you passed the point of no return at the
Yeah.
point when you decided to rely on the goats.
Oh,
Because
fuck,
We-
dude.
We all just
Yeah,
need
you
to
did.
we all just need to roll
Would-
up new
would I
characters now.
know-
We just
So we're
Would I
officially in
be-
tunnel.
walk
Sorry,
Would I be
in.
Mike,
smart
now.
enough? Would my character be smart enough to know the rules of 2 or whatever it is? Like we can go 2 days without water and 2 weeks without food, something like that.
Between you and Sherwin, if you talk about it, and Cringy is also probably somebody you can kind of ask about this. You know that there are limits, but you could probably push those a little bit. And even if you only rely on those goats and maybe something like, using some of the grass, and maybe if you find some moss and stuff and actually put it in, actually also use goat's milk, you can probably, get pretty far, and it seems to now be more viable to go forward than it would be to go backward, unless you find a way to make food yourself somehow. Or I mean, water isn't the problem. That's good, because water is more restrictive than food. You can go without food for if you really push it for like 3 days, but exhaustion will kick in. Solomon is probably not going to have a good time because he needs food a bit more than you do.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty fucked if I don't have food. To be
Yeah.
Yeah,
honest.
so we honestly we could go we could go another week and then go back with no food.
You
But that
could,
would be
by the time, like, if you walk in this tunnel for another week, because I wrote down that you are at the end of all this, you would be at 11 days. So for another week, you're at 18 days out from the tunnel entrance. You could try to, still figure something out, but you would have to try to figure something out, and you would probably need to wait for goats in between.
Yeah, I'm thinking we just continue forward. I think we're at the point where we're all in.
Yeah.
Cringy can live indefinitely in this. He is not mentally stressed.
You're probably happy, yeah.
No,
I mean,
he
yeah.
whistles while he walks down the tunnel.
Yeah. And I mean, he feels fine down here. That's not a problem. It's just whenever there's anything that's stressful, or if he went short of food, the first thing that would happen to Solomon is that his stress would definitely kick in again, and he would start feeling the walls pushing in on him again. You've managed to actually keep him busy and keep him off those thoughts. But you know
Yeah,
that if there's anything wrong, then this will be coming back. Not
No,
gone.
Solomon like raises up a hand like
Yeah.
below his forehead, like raising his hand. Like he's like,
Uh-huh.
just so you know, if I die, you can eat me.
Oh. Okay.
Noted.
So
noted.
okay, you decide to actually walk forward.
He ain't gonna die.
Because I don't want to do the whole 56 day of trekking through this tunnel, I'm going to say that we will, continue on the other side of this. You have enough things that you can do between, calming emotions, finding goats, which are kind of regular down here. You will be able to go forward and actually get to the other side.
Hell yeah.
And I think it's better
later.
to just. So this is like, we'll just skip another month and a half. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Coming out the other side.
It takes
Miserable.
a good 2 months to get to the other side.
I'd like
Yes.
to point out that
Hooray for being stubborn.
a lot of there's been the endless tunnel scenarios in some of my games before,
Uh-huh.
and usually player characters will go a month. That's the point at which most people go, oh, okay, it just keeps going on forever.
Yeah.
If you travel a month in one direction and don't get somewhere. So the fact that we went 56 days, we went past that 30-day threshold
Yes.
where most people are like, okay, fuck
Yeah.
it, let's never ending. And
But I think it makes sense because with the goats coming your way every now and then, it just makes more sense going forward than backward again. If
Like
there were
literally
goats
a
from both
beacon of
sides,
hope.
Mhm.
yeah.
I was thinking of that the entire time we were walking and hoping that you wouldn't. Like the whole time, I was like, man, we were walking against it. We're gonna be walking with the goat current
With the
later.
goats,
Like
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
not good, man. We're walking against the goat current right now. We're getting all the goats.
Which
Oh,
is
I
good,
knew
yeah.
this as soon as I saw the first goat. I was just like, "Oh, yep, we're never turning back. This is forward only." Like, and then you're like, "Yeah,
I
you
was
guys are out
not.
of regular food." I was like,
I
"Yeah,
mean, I know
called
there
it."
are
Like,
different endless tunnels, and this is one of those that I think makes most sense to actually decide to go forward if you have people that, you know, don't have a food source on their own. If you had somebody who can cast anything that makes food, that would be a different story. But for you guys, makes sense.
God, that
yeah, I
would
was
been
about to say if
nice.
we had
Straight food
somebody with
water.
create food and water,
Yeah.
that would have been super
I can
easy.
create water. I just can't
No.
create food yet.
And
Great
water isn't the
food and
problem.
water and
what's
tiny
on
hut.
the other side?
I
Yeah.
can like
Right?
show you a
Yeah,
sneak
what
peek
did
of
we
it.
get to? What do we get
Ooh,
to?
yeah.
Yes.
What's
Um,
up?
The
As
sneak
we
peek.
stumble
I'll give
out
you a
on a
sneak
month
peek.
and a
I'll
half of
just
goat meat. It's
you
been nothing
will
but a
you will be so sick of goat and like it's not gonna be that funny. But yeah, you do come out of a hole in the ground that isn't like Solomon will have to squeeze again. That's on this
Damn
map,
it.
and it's like
Oh, I'm sure he's glad to squeeze. I'll
right there.
cast reduce on him so he can get through easy.
Yeah, or you do that exactly. It looks very much like you have like it's some kind of burrowing animal that made that tunnel from the outside. When you look back at it, it really doesn't look like there's an actual tunnel down there that you can walk through. It looks like something just burrowed down, like a big fox or something. So yeah, that is where you get out of the tunnel 2.5 months later. And
I saw the
or actually not,
sun.
but you do get out of there, and it's a kind of warmish day. You do see the sun for the first time again after
It's like,
56 days underground.
yeah, I definitely
Solomon
just
can
like
stretch.
crash in a bush.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
Solomon
going
stands up.
blind.
Solomon stands up and just like arms out, like looks up to the
Uh-huh.
sky and just fucking like battle
Yeah.
yells. Just like again, he's got a very soft voice, but like
Does it
every
look
once
like-
in a while he
yeah.
just screams, just like "Roar!" Just like
Yeah.
fucking full extend, just like oh my god, so happy.
Mhm. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
will
Sherman
get
just does
out
the
of
same
this
thing right behind him.
tunnel at least, so that's cool, and we can start going on this tangent, I guess, which is now
Does it look-
officially not the palace anymore. So I
I'm
hope you're fine with that.
I'm immediately summoning my familiar and having it fly high to see if it's like if we're in the middle of a floating island or
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah, I can give you that much. You're in the middle of a pretty like a nice forest with some paths through it and a kind of a larger roadway, dirt road. You do see there's some sheep around here. If you see another goat, you will probably not want to eat it and probably not
No.
gonna see it. But
Do we
there's some
still
sheep
have the one
grazing.
goat? Do we still have the one goat on the line or do we have to rely on that one along the way?
I think you would have had to kill that goat at the point where it was a long time
Oh,
between two goats.
no.
Oh
We're
no,
off
not
Tom
Shaniqua.
Brady.
Oh,
We're off Tom
no,
Brady.
Serena,
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
Oh yeah, Serena, Tom Brady.
Hold on.
Tom
Can you at
Brady.
least keep that goat alive until he retires? And then
We
we eat
can,
him?
like, if you want to, like, if you really want to keep this goat, if Solomon is the one who says, no, we are not gonna kill this one because you got attached to it, even though it fears you
It does
fiercely.
not like you.
I will take
you
con
can push
damage
the
on that
others.
relationship.
Yeah, you will push you can try to push the others to not kill the goat if they allow it. They will have to say if they would have allowed to, go a day or two with the minimal amount of food that they can muster, and just basically using grass and milk to survive.
Here's
That
the
point-
deal though. The second Tom Brady retires, this goat just drops dead. That is the. I mean.
Oh, you're thinking like in real life, if the athlete
Oh, yeah.
like goat
Oh yeah.
drops dead, the
Yeah.
is a massive.
Absolutely.
I see.
Absolutely.
I see.
All right, we'll see how
Yeah.
long we can keep a pet goat alive.
You guys,
Okay,
But
thanks,
if you
Bill.
want to, you can keep this goat alive if you all are in it while you're still traveling down there, which would mean we might we could check with like a persuasion or something how good
honestly,
you make
I
your
would be.
case.
I'd be
But
so
if you're
sick
all
of
kind of
goat meat.
for it, then I'll just let you have that goat, and you would be able to, not have killed this goat. And this goat, if you ever want to talk to it or anything, it'll have the weirdest story of any goat's life.
Yeah,
I
so
really
like
wanna
we
go
just
to
really
this
have to save Serena Tom Williams, Brady.
Honestly, I don't even think it would have
Hey,
been that
now
hard
have
to
a goat.
convince me.
Sure.
I don't think it would have been that hard to convince me. I think I would have been so sick of goat meat. I would have been like, you know what? I'll go hungry for a few days. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
Sure.
about to die, I'll kill Tom Brady.
I
But
mean,
if
if
not,
Solomon, if Solomon's the one who's kind of, getting attached enough to not want to kill this goat, then
I'm not the
he's kind of the
DM
weakest link
this
in
time,
this. So there's a good
Shield.
chance of you just, having that goat live. Sure.
I would like to do a survival
is
check to see if
a,
I can find any nuts or berries.
Just in the surroundings?
It
Sure.
is. It
make
is a
one.
Yeah.
module.
so
Got
when
some
my
right here.
There is
my familiar
definitely
flies 100 feet up, and it just
Yeah.
says countryside
lot
as
of
far
room.
as you can
It's
see.
countryside. There's in
it's
the
still
distance
working
it
on
sees a couple of possible
They're on
buildings. Looks
they're on
pretty
chapter 5
like
right now.
it looks like a nice early summer day with actual like small rolling hills. There's some huge mountains in the distance. It's pretty green. It looks pretty nice.
I'm gonna look at everybody else and go, guys, I think we're out. I think we're out. I'm just gonna flop
yeah.
back on the ground and lay in the grass. I look through my familiar's eyes, like it's just countryside as far as you can see. There's some buildings, there's nothing floating, no clouds. I think we're out. I think we're actually out.
God damn, those motherfuckers stole my airship.
But where are we?
I have no idea. I don't even know what world we're on.
No,
And
you
we'll
don't.
And we'll find out next week.
You will find out maybe next time or sometime later, I guess. So this is
way-
part of the
Shield,
next tangent
we-
that we will do.
We got a bunch of DMs and we
Alright.
all play
I
different
think this
games.
is where
and
I'm
we
going
all,
to. This is where
share
this
and
is Cringe's
stream.
jumping off point.
Yeah.
Here.
He is.
I mean, he's
on the
he's at his
channel.
Part of the
destination
palace.
pretty much.
But
Yeah.
he has found his way out now,
Yeah,
and this is kind of
Yeah.
his happy ending.
I
He's
don't
got
know
a
if you have
cave
or
where
not,
he
but
can go out
add
and
us on Discord.
Yeah.
kill
There's a bunch of us
sheep
in
and
there.
children in the countryside from.
Yeah, we do
And
like
I think
one
he's
shots and
just
stuff
gonna
like that
just
too.
go back to being a
Um,
happy
you ever
little
got a chance to
goblin
play,
living on a
like,
hillside
Yeah.
glad to have
or
you.
outside or wherever we're at.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Absolutely makes sense for him.
Found your
Thank-
own
Thank
goblin
all
clan.
of you for helping him on his journey and reluctantly let go of Serena
I don't
Williams,
know if
Tom
the
Brady.
bot's set up.
Oh wow.
On our
Serena
profile
Tom
page,
Williams
you
Brady.
know what? Here, I'll just post.
Wait,
It's
so
now
wait,
probably
he's
gonna
leaving?
be cringy at some point as well. Like some of its middle names will now be people you met down the road.
Bro,
It's
are
Serena
you gonna-
Tom Cringy Williams Brady.
Bro, are
It's
you
getting
gonna
way
make
too
a
confusing.
character? Are you gonna make another character or
I
something?
am
Oh,
definitely going
yep,
to make
I see you
another
coming.
character.
She'll come by every now and then, I guess.
This is really like it kind of is fun for me now because you're not in the palace anymore where I know
Yeah.
everything is and I have to not say it, like
Yeah.
y'all are
Yeah.
out now. And this is
Yep.
really Sarah's game to run, to tell the story of what happens now. So I think I might make a more serious character for that. I don't know. I might also
sure.
just skip a few games because I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we can
That's-
just talk about that and
Yeah, no, so also, sorry, just really quick, I'm gonna be in Hawaii for like 2.5
For
weeks.
2.5 weeks,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna still try to play, to be honest, but I'm gonna be on my phone because I'm not bringing
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
So I don't mind playing like Theater of the Mind if you guys can just help me out
Should
with like
work.
Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we'll
I
do
should
it.
still have
Yeah, for
D&D
sure.
Beyond, but I'm still gonna really try because I don't know, you guys are really great. It's really fun.
Thanks,
Oh, thanks.
Travis.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work pretty well actually, because the next thing I have planned so far are pretty well suited for Theater of the Mind and just going for it.
It's so
So
funny because it's just this was just a tangent on a
this
page of the
yes,
Pal. It's like if you
yes,
follow the tunnel for
yeah,
1,000 miles, it comes
yep,
out here.
yep,
God.
And we did it.
yep.
That's
And then you
awesome.
made me research a whole bunch of stuff just gonna say it. Like this tangent really got big.
Wait, so we
But I like it.
basically left the module? Like we left
You left
the
the module. You walked out of the module.
We
You went like
Okay.
Wow.
We found the exit. I didn't think that was gonna
yes.
happen.
You can now say that you officially
We
kind of
walked out.
solved chapter 1.
It all
Oh,
depends
no.
Took
on
you
what you
3
want your
levels.
destination to
Yeah,
be,
we
though.
are.
That's
I mean,
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Wild,
Anyway.
man. I don't even know how to feel about that. I'm just sitting
I
here kind of in
would
disbelief.
walk
Yeah,
500
I'm really
miles,
surprised.
and I
Well,
would walk
I'm really surprised we
500
survived.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what to do with myself now.
Yeah. I think what we will do is at some point we might get back into the palace somehow, and there's a lot of opportunities to do so. But still in first chapter, of course, because you've solved that.
I mean, I kind of want
I'll
to see
call
this.
this solved.
Okay.
Let's check out the rest of this world. Let's see
And
what
you
we're.
will first have to get through whatever comes next, yeah. And we'll
I
just see if you know, whatever happens. I mean,
I'm
I'll
stoked on
still
it.
Did
keep
we get a
preparing both of
level
it.
up now?
I say we establish Sherwin as a guru up in the mountains and start milking people for money.
Oh,
Literally,
you know,
though.
I don't
Literally,
like
though.
taking advantage of people.
Like,
You know,
Sherwin, you don't take advantage of anybody. You just give
Do you
people
guys know
advice
what
when I come to
do you
you,
guys
buddy.
know what fucosilactose is?
No.
feng shui.
I think I do.
It's breast milk. So yes,
Yeah.
we are gonna
okay.
milk them for everything that they have. It's
Yes.
2FL. Let's go. It's
Mhm.
fucosilactose. We got this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, this will be interesting. So yeah, you basically just you're allowed to shape the story as much as you want, because if you want to stay in this world, figure out what this is and what it's got, then go ahead. You will,
Let's see
because
what's up.
it's
Only in D&D.
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to say that if you actually walked all the way through there, even though there's not that much that you did during that time other than figuring out how to survive, we could call this like a level up. So we just start at level 4 for everybody. If you
Oh,
want to.
shit.
You can
I
also
mean-
play through a little bit more and then level up, because you would still get some experience from this.
It is
I mean, I'll
completely
never
up to you.
But
turn down
I'm
a level.
very tempted to say that we could just make it a square level 4 for everybody. So you just
Woo!
all start at the same.
Yeah.
I
I'm
gotta
doing it.
say, I started
Hell
late.
yeah.
I think everybody else should be level 4, but
Oh,
I
stop.
don't
You
think
can
I'm there.
No.
stick to your
No.
level if you want. Like if
You
you feel like
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay
you
here.
earned it.
sure.
Just
No,
you
not
got
yet. Not yet.
you stick with our same level. Be with us.
No.
We're one group as a party. Quit trying to be an outsider all the time.
No, this is I mean, like, honestly,
It's
like
all good.
I am new to the group. This is what happens. I
Yeah.
am level like
We're all like a bunch of people in boot camp, bro. We all fall together.
So,
we
okay.
rise together.
no,
Like,
no, no, no,
stick
no,
with the
What-
group.
no. But I wasn't
Okay.
there at day 1, homie. Come
So doesn't
on.
matter.
So
Personally.
set
You can just
set
like you do whatever you like. If you want to just
Alright.
get a little bit of a jump, you can, but you don't have to. And you would reach level 4 at it's not that far anyway to reach it. But
what's your XP at right now?
1,190, and I need 2,700 to get to
yes,
level
he's
4.
the furthest down. Like
Yeah.
he is
Can you
behind you
give
guys.
me? Can I get up to like 2,000 to do that.
I'm
Yeah,
at
sure.
1,752 right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
just
let's
can
just
I just
say
go
that
up to
everybody
That's
else
like
just goes
halfway.
to level 4, and we just
Yeah.
start fresh with anybody who goes to level 4, and you can just go to like 2,000 or whatever you like, and
If anything,
earn
if
the
we're,
rest.
if we're all the same level, it's also easier on Archie to have to like balance the fights and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly. That's
but
why I'm saying that
Say,
it's maybe
I'm
easier
sorry.
than to just, everybody else has level 4 and just needs to get all the XP for level 5 from that point.
I'm a
But for
paladin.
Solomon, yeah,
I'm
you
overpowered
can
anyway.
stick to that.
Bullshit. Paladins are kind of bullshit.
Well, you also just took the tower shield, so there's pros and cons to this.
Oh, but no, I don't get to be same
Yeah.
level as you guys. Cut it out.
Okay,
Here.
that's fine. That's actually totally fine. I mean, you figure it out. I'm just gonna, assume my stuff and see where this goes. I'm not actually actively trying to kill you as hard as I can, but I just need to make guesses sometimes. So
what to
whatever
say.
happens, happens. I tend to roll
I'm
pretty
trying to kill you
shitty,
as hard as I can, but it's gonna happen. Trust me.
I know. I mean, it always depends on so many other things. It's not even just balancing that could screw you over. So, just having a day of bad luck is also sometimes really all you need to then not have a party anymore.
100%. Yeah.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah.
So,
it
yeah.
just goes, oh, well, that's another nat 20. How are you guys doing? Oh, that's the last one that had hit
exactly.
points? Okay, well.
Now the question.
Last few fights I
Beat-
didn't roll very well, so just from
Or
the
an
probability
ASI.
standpoint, I would say at some point I will have to have a good day. So we'll see how that goes and how bad your day is then.
Oh no.
I hope
No,
you
but
do
it's
have
it's
a real life good day because we're
Yeah.
keeping you from going to work.
yeah,
No
I'm
shit.
just kind of I'm
Apologize.
like half. I'm already I have everything up. So unless there's somebody that calls, then I need to jump off. But other than that, okay to do a little bit
Oh,
over.
Here's a
But
quick
yeah.
fun question. How do you
Mhm.
adjust your
Mhm.
D&D Beyond?
On D&D Beyond, I think the others can help you very well with that. Actually,
Do you have
like
your
you
character
can
set
click
up
on your.
for milestone or XP?
XP
He's
now.
got XP.
Okay, so then you just type in the amount that you want it to be at. So put like 2,000, and then click set.
Ooh, wait, what?
Like
But
there's
what?
next to your name, there's this
Two
manage
XP.
button. You see next to your name on top, there's a manage button. If you click on
Yes, I
that
do.
and then go to manage experience, it pops up on the right side. Like there's a little slide
Yes.
out
Oh my
thing.
god. This is
So
dude.
you go
Oh my
to
god.
manage
Okay.
experience.
So somebody that's never used D&D Beyond, this is so nice.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's pretty
That's-
nice for characters.
Yeah.
It
Insanely
really
nice.
is.
Holy crap.
Yep.
It's mind boggling.
That's
Some
all you
people
need to
don't
do.
like it.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm at there.
Well, it's
I'm
okay
at the
to do it
2000.
on paper, but
Let's go.
it's a good, nice. Yeah,
I'll
you did it.
catch up. Well, I won't catch up, but like I'll be right behind you guys.
Yeah,
It's
you're not
like
that far off.
younger brother stuff, man. Like you guys are always gonna be a little bit older than me, but I'm
You're also a pretty strong character, so
I'm
it's gonna be fine.
trying.
Yeah. Alrighty.
We got
I'll just call it, a night for you guys, day for me for now. And then it was a fun session. I'm really glad we got through this in some
Yes.
bearable manner.
God,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun.
Surprised
I
me
was
so much.
stressed.
I like it.
I was
It's a
stressed.
nice change.
I really
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
I'm not
I-
gonna lie. I was scared. I was pretty scared.
Yeah.
I didn't want to affect the party too much, but I really had to tune in tonight to figure out if y'all actually would go all the way
If
through.
they
with
go through or not,
That's-
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So,
valid.
so how did how did we get to the? Because like sorry, not trying to break the
Mhm.
module, but like Solomon was thinking nothing, and then rocks, and then they kind of pushed him through the portal, and then was it a roll to get to the
To the floating island? How did that
The
work?
floating island, there was a portal on the island. There was a little kind of Roman Greek kind of gazebo thing.
Right.
And in this thing there was a portal. You went through a portal in the palace, in the room with the ghosts.
Yeah.
And stumbled out of the other portal because they don't actually need a physical connection. They just, teleport you somewhere, and you came out of this on this island, and you looked around a little bit there, and then just pretty much walked into the cave. So yeah,
was
the
it
part of getting into the portal, like getting onto the island, wasn't the problem. That's still completely, that's the
that
thing that
chance?
happens.
Was that chance or was that
Mostly chance. Also, I think it was actually you going first and thinking of rocks and a lot of space, because you were originally trying to get to the cavern, and so I did a quick, I kind of improvised something that's like that and rolled for a selection of a few rooms, and you just went into this one. So that
interesting?
part was chance.
Because I was talking to some friends, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm playing into like a dungeon thing where we like roll a D100 and you go
Mhm.
to that room.
Yes.
I
And
I don't know
the
if I'm
island
super far off.
has a room number.
That's
Yeah.
Like the island
so-
still was a room.
Next
a lot.
in the
next time I'm
introduction-
at your house, Travis, I'll pull up the PDF.
In the
That's cool.
introduction, it kind of talks about how, like, when characters first get there and they don't really understand how the portals work,
It's
that
completely random.
they can almost kind of create their own results accidentally.
Mhm.
So it kind of gives the DM a little bit of control over what the next room is, but like just straight up running it, I guess what you call raw, it really is just a D100
Yes.
random roll from
Exactly.
portal to portal.
That's
And I
cool.
would have to
I
look
like
at
that
it, but I
mechanic,
think you did actually roll that room. It was just that there were certain, I had some rooms that I said you wouldn't get there, which you could have totally gotten to the
Oh, yeah.
cave with all the goblins and whatever they were up to. Like Cringy's thing was absolutely on that list. You just didn't roll that. Like, I can tell you that much. It would have been you could have just as well ended up somewhere completely different. Because I did not actually just pick exactly that. But yeah.
Well, I
with
mean,
the-
to be honest, like I love that mechanic, especially because like as a DM, it's more out of your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like, I mean,
Yeah.
as
It
a
just
DM,
means
you
you
just
have to
a
have
lot of fun.
all the rooms prepared. But other than that, yeah,
Yeah,
it's totally.
well, yeah. But like
Yeah,
as a
you're a
module,
champ.
I mean, the
recommend-
work would be building the module.
If
Like,
you're
that's a shit ton of
novice-
work.
If you're a
Mhm.
novice DM, I recommend like you picking out a handful of rooms and making it seem like it's random,
Mhm.
just so you can have
Sure.
be prepared to run each of those rooms. But at some point, characters are gonna mess you up because they're gonna be like double back and go through this
Yeah.
portal, and then I don't know. At some
Always.
point you end up rolling a D100 and just having to wing a lot of it, which I think
Yeah.
actually makes it fun too, because then now everybody's improving a little bit,
Yeah.
Especially as a DM, because you don't just want to expect everything that's happening all the time. So
Yeah.
like if they're rolling, it's like it's up to them. You know what I mean? Or even
Yeah.
if you're rolling a D100,
I let you roll. That's kind of why I let the players roll, because I think if I rolled, it would maybe feel, or you would be able to maybe think that I actually fudged the rolls in some way, or that I just say, oh, it's an 11 and then it isn't. But you roll, and you roll on roll 20, so there's pretty much no way I can influence you other than maybe sometimes, making you go certain ways, or saying, okay, if you roll this, I'll have you re-roll something. And I like that, because that means that it's really up to the players where they end up. Unless because
it's
you
more
kept,
organic. It's
like thinking of dragons really hard, I did look for dragon rooms. And that was one of the few rooms, like the corridor was one of the few rooms you didn't roll. Like you didn't actually roll a die because yeah. The guy
Because there
that's
wasn't
obsessed
very
with
many
dragons was
options.
the one who went first. So the guy who was obsessed with dragons went somewhere with a dragon, pretty much.
I always
Almost
got
got
Oh,
that
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 dragon
bedroom.
too.
That could have been bad. That could have been real bad.
Yeah.
Almost got
Yeah.
that dragon baby too.
Yep. But yeah, it was like I like this randomness because it makes
Yeah.
it kind of takes some weight off the shoulders. This though also has its like I really like this idea of you gelling over like in the palace and having this experience of getting to know each other in the palace and then wandering out and then possibly going back there at some point and maybe actually trying to go home again.
Gotta
Which
get my goddamn airship.
you know, yeah, technically you still could have some stuff to do where you came from, but for right now you're somewhere else again. So
I say we
that's
make
really
a new
cool.
airship. That
Would
could be
be
our first,
evolving
the first thing we
to
try to
a
accomplish.
really beautiful story arc just from
Yeah.
random chance.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
been
out,
really
dude.
fun.
I say we try to get another airship. That's our adventure right
You're
there.
welcome
Take
to
it
try
easy,
whatever.
man.
I'm gonna leave this
Yeah.
very open. This is very much an like as open as I can make it, and it's gonna be interesting. Okay, but
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
let you know. I'll be going and do some work. And thank you very much for playing. This was a lot of fun.
Have a
Yeah,
great
good
day.
Congrats on
Yeah.
reaching the other side.
We've done it. We've
You have.
completed it.
To the other side.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, this has been a really good campaign. To be honest, I played in a lot of different groups, but this has been very fun.
I'm
Oh yeah,
really
this has
glad
been
you
a
liked it.
blast and a half.
I really like this group and I hope we can just keep
No.
playing it a little bit because this is a lot of fun and I like the group dynamics in this. And now you have a go too, so yeah,
I can see.
I'll take that into consideration now.
Did you say a go-to or a goat?
A goat.
Two?
A
Two.
goat?
Yep, we gotta go.
Damn. All right.
Yes.
We have a goat as well.
Hey,
Heck
I'm
yeah,
telling
guys.
you, if Tom Brady comes out tomorrow and it's like I'm done playing football, you kill that motherfucker.
Sherwin murdered the goat.
That shit
Okay,
is dead.
you let me know because I might not, it's not a big thing here, so
That's
you
fair.
might have to tell me.
This might be a
Sure,
first.
murdered to go.
This might be a first D&D mechanic where we're correlating sports.
I'm happy to do it if you wanna, because why not?
I mean,
why not?
like I said that, it doesn't mean like everybody else agrees with that. I'm just saying.
I
It
mean,
felt very much
can-
like,
we could
it's
do
an
anything.
interesting
We could
thing.
name the goat Ted Lasso, and if next season he ends up like winning, then we go like we save the goat. I don't know. We could.
Is this what we're gonna do with
That's
NPCs?
whatever you want to do.
We'll just start
Dude.
connecting all kinds of NPCs and side characters to like
Dude,
characters and sports and.
I'm just so glad I didn't name my character Tom Saget because this would be.
Oh, no.
That was
Ooh.
on the
A
list.
bunch of groans. Let's go.
That was on the list. Wow,
Oh man.
that would have been rough. That would have been rough.
She's just
It would have
like,
been a quiet
Oh.
conversation before the session, being like, "Guys, can I change my character name? I feel like
No,
this
Mhm.
is
no,
based."
no, heart attack. You
Oh,
died,
you'd stick
bro.
with it.
You did. Yeah.
Did they?
I don't.
They ever find out what happened to?
No,
Tom Saget?
I think they did. I mean, of course they did.